gardeners, Lindsay here with the Mindful Living Movement, and one of my favorite things to do in the summertime, as well as tend my garden, is actually to give some love to my houseplants. So I tend to sort of take turns hauling them all outside and giving them a trimming, a repotting, just whatever they might need. And I thought that I would share one of my favorites, this beauty right here. This is an irisine herbstii, or a bloodleaf, sometimes they call it. It is so easy to grow. It grows super, super fast. And I would almost put it in sort of like the pothos category for being a good beginner-friendly plant that's super easy to propagate. So this, believe it or not, is actually, I've actually chopped a good portion off of this not that long ago, and still, like, look at it, it's just going wild. And I did something a little bit differently too with my cuttings this year, which I'll share with you. But first I want to just talk about sort of care and why this is a really good beginner-friendly plant. So if you're not sure if you water your plants correctly, this guy's definitely going to tell you. It does not like being without water, i.e. it likes its soil to stay a little bit on the more moist side. So if you're a plant mom that likes to water a lot, this might be a better one for you. You'll have maybe a lower chance of watering it to death. Me, I'm on the other end of the spectrum. I tend to not water enough. And this guy will literally just like sag and fall right over when it hasn't been watered. So it'll tell you. It's very good at communicating in that sense. It grows really quickly. I am forever sort of increasing pot size and cutting pieces off of it because it just gets so big so quick. And I find that a bigger pot, at least for me, helps keep moisture in the soil for a little bit longer, even though it just keeps on going. And you would propagate this exactly the same as you would a pothos. So you would look to see all these different little nodes in between the leaves, and you're gonna just give yourself, I like to give maybe, I don't know, a good 4 or 5 nodes on each stem. I'll remove all the bottom leaves, stick it in a jar of water, wait for the roots to sprout. The roots sprout really quickly, and then you can, plunk it in a pot of dirt, or like I did, I actually am using it as sort of like an annual, decorative plant for my outside garden, just to kind of give a little bit sort of like a fun pop of color in between my perennials and other things outside. So if you have not seen this before, or maybe you've seen it but didn't really know much about it, I would highly recommend grabbing one. Likes lots of sun, likes lots of moisture, grows really quickly, and is super, super easy to propagate. So I mentioned that I had a lot of extra cuttings and they were going pretty wild, and so I water propagated a bunch for outside. And so these actually they're taken off pretty quick. They've only really been in the ground for about 2 weeks. You can see I've got a bunch sort of scattered around, hiding around here. And they're just nice little sort of pops of that purple in and around the greens. So if you have too much of something, consider maybe putting it outside. Now, they're definitely not going to be perennial in my zone, but they look real gorgeous for the summer. Now, I'm going to take a guess and say that you're here because you like houseplants, you want to fill your house with more plants, and I'm going to maybe challenge you to consider not just inviting more houseplants, but maybe inviting in something that also brings in the greenery, something that you also get to care for, but you can also eat. If you're interested in learning how to grow food indoors over the winter and you're already growing houseplants, you've already got the requisite skills, it's just a little bit of a slight pivot and different mindset, slightly different methods, but you can definitely fill your house with food production plants as well as house plants. Join the waitlist in the comments. I'm going to be launching very soon. It's going to be here before we know it. Full indoor growing course. You can grow your own food inside. I'll give you the lowdown on carefree plants just like this one, beginner gardener food plants, all the way to a little bit more advanced, a little more care. I would love for you to join. And if you did like this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're keen to keep getting more videos just like this, and I wish you a beautiful rest of your day, gardeners. We will see you soon.